So welcome everybody to the Michael Bernoff Show. Everything is cleared up right now, where we truly believe that average sucks and your dreams are absolutely incredible. And we want you to start living the life of your dreams, but making your business do what it's capable of doing. And with my co-host here, Jaden Easton.
Excited to be here, guys. We got a great show lined up for today. All about, how you can be showing up as the consistent version of you, but not you, the consistent version of you that you see in those flickers, when you really show up, when you're on, how you can be on more often. Because let us know in the comments, how many of you have big things that you want to achieve? Let us know where you're tuning in from.
And super excited about getting where you want. So we're going to be talking about a subject matter which a lot of people know about, something that this time of year is very, very obvious in people's life: consistency. In any business I've seen, and Jaden, we've worked with thousands of people all over the world every single week. And one of the things that we've learned is that consistency is not just a word, it is a way of life. People ask me all the time, like, Michael, when do you turn it off? Yes, I have fun. Yes, I enjoy my life. Yes, I play hockey, but I'm on. And I don't turn it off. And what I mean by turn it off is most people are looking for the weekend. They're dying for the weekend, and I don't do weekends. I do strong beginnings, because why the hell would I want a weekend? And if you have big goals, big things you want, it is really about being consistent. And this time of year is a wonderful time to notice this. And whether you're a sports fan or not, I mean, some of the stuff going on in the playoffs right now are absolutely incredible. You've got the best of the best of the best doing what it is that they're doing, and we're seeing it on a regular basis. Whether it's the NHL, whether it is the NBA. I was walking into a hockey game last night, at a game late last night, and when I was walking into the game, a guy said, "Did you see the Knicks game?" And I don't follow basketball, and I'm like, "What happened?" He freaking lit up, and he's like, "Dude," and I'm like, and I'm from New Jersey. I grew up a Knicks fan, and he's like, "Did you see it?" I'm like, well. What happened? He's like, dude, they were down by 29 points. And they freaking won. You know what most people do when they're down by 29 points? When they're in debt, when they're worried, when they're concerned, when the audio doesn't work at the beginning of a show, they put their head in the sand, they be average.
Right.
What did the Knicks do? Whether they go all the way, they've got what it takes. They didn't just come back. They decided to be consistent and play. It didn't matter what was going on. Didn't matter what the crowd was doing. Didn't matter what the fans were doing. Didn't matter what your mother was saying.
It didn't matter that there was 1.2 seconds on the clock left in the game.
Went for the shot. Win the game.
OG Anunoby with that rebound. Same thing. I don't watch every game.
I know nothing about basketball.
Even Tara and I were all like that. That was an incredible game, and just a testament to their level of consistency. Like, they didn't play that well. They played that well because of the hours that they put in during the off season, the hours that they put in refining the craft, the commitment and the consistency that they had to showing up each and every day and giving it their all.
They went to another level, and that's one of the things consistency is about really going to that next level of what goes on. So people don't get inspired like, oh, do you see John over there? He made 6 figures. Listen, guys, come on, that's cute for years ago. Every one of you should be thinking, how do I run a multi-million-dollar business? How do I turn what I do into millions of dollars? You could be making, this is the coolest thing I know, you could make 50 grand a year, and you could be like, I got dreams to make millions. You can. Okay, you learn how to invest, you play bigger, you get consistent with what you do. If you consistently invest, you will become wealthy, every single one of you. But most people, consistency, you're all consistent, but consistent doing what? So what I loved about the Knicks, and here's why I truly believe they have the ability to go all the way. It is the courage to be behind. You don't need to be behind, to step up and do what they needed to do. So it's in there. It's in their team. It's in their fanship. It is in everything that's going on. And the best part that I love about this, and why I really believe the Knicks have what it takes to go all the way, is they have evidence right now. They have evidence. It doesn't matter what situation they're in. They'll do what they need to do. And consistency has nothing to do with how good things are going. Consistency means that I'm going to keep going to get what it is that I want, and I'm here to make it real and make it happen. So go Knicks, you got what it takes. Spurs, maybe got to learn something from the other team. Watch what they do. But what's also cool is, like, hockey is my thing.
Yeah.
My Rangers are my team. Just so you guys know, I'm a Rangers fan. Didn't go playoffs this year. Still can be a Rangers fan. We're at our house this week, and the whole family's over. Family's in from Vegas, and they're like, a guy comes up to me, goes like, can you put on the Knights game? I'm like, hockey in my house? Of course.
Like, of course.
Yeah, of course put it on. Dude, they're winning. He goes up to the screen. They're up 4-0. Dude, the Blue Jackets, within like 24 seconds, it was literally like 45 seconds, they come back. They didn't win the game, but they went for it. And I'll tell you, even if you don't win that game, the fact that you built that for you to come back and to go do that, that's what it's all about. So
very different locker room conversation.
Yeah.
Between that, like 4-0 versus, what was it, 5-4 or something like that?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that the hardest one to keep in sports, on me. Okay. The hardest one to keep in sports is, in hockey especially, it's like if you're up 3-1 going into the second period, it's very hard to win the game because one more goal given up, you're down by 1 and the team's got the momentum. Then it ties up. Or if you get scored on right before you go into the locker room, you know what happens for people that get scored on? Right, like the last 30 seconds, my coach says, never give up a goal in the last 30 seconds. I said, why? He goes, because that's all you're going to talk about for the 15 minutes on the break. And most of us, we're talking about our inconsistencies instead of our consistency. So even if you're not a sports fan, okay, it doesn't matter. We have to honor. It is the greatest way to look at business is to admire sports. Sports and business are they're like peas in a pod. That's why I love watching and learning about Nike and different companies like that, because there's such a connection between doing things when you don't want to do them, pushing through, deciding to be great. And one of my favorite things I've been saying recently at the end of a game when I play hockey now is like, let's pretend we didn't make the team. Even though I'm playing like a men's league, let's pretend we're trying, like operative word, to make this team. So we give it everything I got. So you're already 45 minutes, 50 minutes into the game, 10 minutes left. Most people take a nap. Average people take a nap. Above average people get the dreams they want. I look at it like, I'm working to make the team. I'm looking to pay the bills. I'm making this happen. So we're going to talk about consistency today, and I got to ask everybody here, and Jaden and I have a lot of questions for you. He's going to talk about how you could be live here on the show here in a couple seconds. So I don't know where you're calling in from. We are live all over the place today. YouTube, if you're on YouTube, great. I'd love to hear you say hello where you're from. If you're on Instagram watching us, welcome Instagram, right?
Welcome Instagram.
Welcome Instagram.
We got Facebook. We got LinkedIn. We're going live everywhere.
If you can open up really MySpace, let's get on there as well. Anyone that's got big dreams and big goals. So let us know you're here. We see all the chats in one place. Let us know where you're dialing from, what's going on. And the show we've been doing now for about, six weeks?
This is about the 8th episode.
8 episodes. Whoa, 8 episodes.
We're just
consistency.
about the 60-day mark.
Consistency. And YouTube's loving us. They're sending us messages. They're like, hey guys, we're sending you new people. This is kind of cool.
What's so cool is we have people tuning in from all over the world. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We're broadcasting from sunny Scottsdale, Arizona, but we got Arkansas in the house. We got Wyoming in the house. Let us know where you're tuning in from.
Where are my Canadians?
We need to see some Canadians. I'm originally from Canada.
We're some Kiwis, some Fiji. I see Jerusalem is on, and Hawaii.
We got we got a wizard from London on.
Nice.
Very cool.
Nice. Cool.
And we kicked this episode talking about sports, and even if you've never played sports, I mean, most people watching this show are top performers, entrepreneurs, and I believe that as entrepreneurs, any kind of high performer,
Michael Winiger, welcome.
We're elite athletes in the game of business or elite athletes in the game of life. Why wouldn't you choose to see your life that way? Even if you're a stay-at-home mom, you're an elite stay-at-home mom. You don't want to just be any kind of stay-at-home mom. If you're in business, you're an elite business owner. And that's what this show is all about, is bridging that gap. You talked a lot about, pressure, 1.2 seconds, OG Anunoby gets that rebound. He's taught himself how to be consistently thrive and perform under pressure. And this idea of consistency that we're talking about today is that consistency is a skill.
No matter what you're dealing with, no matter what is going on, we must be consistent. And this is the thing. Consistency is not keep going. Right. Consistency is how can I stay consistently on? How do I be a marketer regularly on? How do I always invest in thinking like an investor? Mm-hmm. And I'm passionate about this because this is the big thing. I was with Mike P the other day. I was with him. He goes, Michael, thank you for teaching me that technique about never turned off. I never understood that. I would walk by a pool, nothing against relaxing, but I walk by the pool at the hotel during golden hours of work and I see people relaxing and I just not interested. There's a time I love going to the pool. Not during that time, because it's time to be consistent and get the thing you want. So big goals, big dreams require big consistency. Average goals, average dreams don't require much at all. You'll do those regardless. You don't need me. Go watch your cat videos online.
The great thing about this show, not only are we going to talk about consistency today and share with you, how you can show up more consistent in the areas that are the challenges for you from playing bigger, but you'll have an opportunity to get coached live with Michael. And even if you're not watching the show live, you're watching the replay, you can still text ASK to 480-800-8051, and it's going to give you an opportunity to submit a question for this show.
That's right on the
or
screen.
even for future shows. So one more time, that's ASK to 480-800-8051. Our team also put it on the screen, so you can't miss it. We actually have a lot of questions that have already been submitted for this week's show, which is so awesome. But we had a couple of people ask in the beginning of the show, how can I work with Michael? And that's ask to 480-800-8051. So we're getting into our live caller in just a second. I heard you say two things. When we're talking about the Knicks versus Spurs and kind of teeing up this topic of consistency, I think sometimes, and I read some of the questions, I think sometimes people think they have this idea that maybe they're consistent or they're not consistent. And if they label themselves as not consistent, they have this almost like false belief that there's no consistency in their life. Can you speak to that for a second? Because it's not that, right? Like it's not that you're not consistent or consistent. I think it's something a little bit deeper than that.
So this is the part about consistency that most people do not understand when it comes to business. And this is the part that people really have to get when it comes to consistency. A lot of people are trying to be consistent. It's funny. Like, I'm going to try to be consistent. I'm going to try to go to the gym every day. I'm going to try to make my cold calls every day. I'm going to try to be consistent, try to be a good person, try to stay away from my drugs and alcohol, whatever. Folks, I want you to listen to me. You're already consistent. Consistency is not something you need to become. It is something that needs to be directed and harnessed, because a broke person is consistently broke. A person that reads all the time is consistently a reader. A person that plays small is consistently playing small. A person that overeats is consistently overeating. Consistency is not something we need to get. It isn't a skill. It is a focused direction that we need to use, because a team that's losing is consistently losing. They're consistent. And what are you using your consistency for? So one of the questions that I want to permeate in your mind as you're watching the show live is like, what am I consistently doing? And the answer is a lot of things. Like, if I look at your credit card statement, I'll see consistency. It's the whole point of the book Average Sucks. We have consistency in life. So every one of you, congratulations, pat on the back, you're consistent. What you're here for, to be coached on, is direction. I spoke at an incredible real estate group the other day. Shout out to W Partners. We were down there here locally. Great office. We were here locally with them. And what was interesting is I looked at everybody. I'm like, man, people are consistently complaining. Not them, but people coming out complaining about the market. People are consistent. Everybody is consistent on what goes on. And I was sharing with this group, and I said, it isn't about something you need to learn. It isn't advice that you're looking for. It is consistently taking direction from an appropriate place. And this is the part that we need to get better at as people. Is most of us, what begins to happen is we are not consistent with taking the direction that we need. So I'm just going to challenge everyone to accept that you're consistent, but let's work on directing it towards something useful. Because let me tell you, the Knicks yesterday were consistently not winning.
Right.
And then they took the consistency and said, let's use it for something different. Folks, man, what a beautiful thing to add to your life, and just say, listen, man, you don't even have to like sports. Just honor exceptionalism. Honor. We come together over it. We do not go together over average. Like, hey, let's go line up down the street and let's go watch a bunch of average people. No, like, let's watch exceptional people. The best of the best do what they do. That's why billions of people watch the Olympics. Right. Because it's exciting and they're watching great things. So one consistent thing I just throw at all of you is, if you're watching this right now and you're like, man, some of this feels good, take a step. Hit subscribe. Subscribe right now on YouTube. Subscribe on LinkedIn. Watch the stuff we put out. Let's go. Number 2, this is important. Share with somebody you care about. Hit the little share button. Put it on your wall. Let them know you're here. Let them know you're doing it. Take a freaking selfie of yourself and go, look, here's what I'm doing this morning. Because listen, a lot of us are consistently watching a bunch of bullshit online. Oops, not supposed to curse online, but oops, I did. Okay? A lot of people are watching a lot of consistently the wrong things. Give someone something better to watch. Say, here's what I'm up to this morning. I challenge you to do it. Tag me in it. You get a chance to win an Average Sucks shirt. And like this, we're going to send it out to somebody today that subscribes and shares. If you didn't subscribe, you just share, somebody else wins the shirt. So questions, Jaden, there's your answer.
That's a beautiful tee up to our first live caller today.
Yep.
Let us know. We've been going for about 20 minutes here talking about, consistency and reframing.
Being consistent, talking about consistency.
I've never really thought about it before. So let us know a takeaway or two in the comments as well. We can see the comments actually right in front of us. This is a live interactive show. We want to give you shout outs as you're sharing things, both people calling in, but also people interacting with us in the chat. So we have quite a few callers on the line. Michael, you ready for our first one?
I am, and I want to give a shout out to you, Jaden, too. When you first brought the show idea to me, we have been for years consistently doing a lot of trainings. We're not stopping doing them. We do events. And you said, let's do the show. Let's do it live. And I said, we got to go all in. A year. We made a plan. All consistency takes is how long you're going to do it. And we're doing it each week. The coolest thing about consistency is you continually get better. It is not the law of numbers. It is the longer you do something, the better you get at it, the easier it is. I challenge any of you. Watch our first shows. We're progressing. We're getting better. The mother of progress, what gives birth to the progress in your life is going to be consistency. So have a target and then consistently work towards it. I want to harness that consistency today because I want your business to do better. I want you to make more money. I'm okay with that. If you're okay with me wanting you to make more money and your life being easier, give me a yes, and let's keep on working on this stuff.
Let's consistently get 1% better each and every day. There's like Michael said, the show grows every single week, and we love your feedback along the way as well.
Can I call out as a Katina Cobb online? Katina, you might not like what I'm going to say, but I love you and I want you to listen. Forgive me. I know it says you have some health problems. I don't know what those are, and I wish I could magically make them go away. Number one is we need to stop consistently talking like we have health problems. We need to focus on I am consistently working on my health. If we consistently mention our health problems, we're going to attract more of those. It's not just the law of attraction. I would say, listen, I'm looking to find ways to make it work. And it may literally be learning how to get people to help you, learning how to do other things. There's so many ways we can grow. We don't want to consistently say that thing. We need to consistently look at the thing that we need and start consistently having a different conversation. So how do I stay consistent when I have health challenges? What I'm going to say is this, to consistently not talk about that. I am consistently working on becoming healthier, and I'm finding ways to make my life easier. Switch what your consistency is, Katina, and not just, I need to get more done. That will be more effective. Let's take the first question.
Beautiful.
I'm glad my man Michael Winiger's here. I love Michael. Shout out to Asante.
Shout out to Michael.
You know Michael? You got to have him come by one day. Michael, send me a message, dude. Not the second because it'll ring, but we got to connect. Sandra, welcome.
We are going to bring out Jim Wade, and our team will make sure that we can hear it in our headphones because I know we muted some Zoom before, but I think we're on it. Jim, can you hear us? You out there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Where are you calling in from?
Rocky Point, Mexico.
Welcome. Glad you're here, brother. What's your question about consistency, my friend?
I would like to develop consistent communication. I'm getting into real estate. Mm-hmm. Rapport is not hard for me. I can talk to everybody. I would like to get the real estate client into a buying mood quicker.
Okay. So these are loaded questions. You're like, I want to be consistent, but I also want to be better at sales, correct?
I'm good at sales. It's the rapport building. I want to get the customer to feel more comfortable with me to buy a home.
So let me help you real quick. So consistently, we tell ourselves we're good at something. I remember years ago, Jim, I was sitting in a room of people, and the majority of them are real estate investors doing about $1 million to $100 million a year in transactions. And they were making a lot of money, average 3 to 25% commission on or income on it because they were buying, flipping, wholesaling, the whole deal, the whole shebang. And I asked everyone, how good are you at sales? And they were consistently like 9, 10, 9, 10, 9, 10. I said, great, well, you don't need me. And I said, I'm going to leave. And they said, well, why are you going to leave? I thought you were going to make us better. I said, well, if you're a 9 or 10, you don't need me. And I said, compared to what? Like, you're a 9 or 10 at sales compared to what? Compared to not good people or compared to like Bobby Axelrod and Billions? And then they're like, well, compared to that guy, I'm probably a 2. So here's the question. As long as you're consistently great at sales, you give yourself no room to get better. Do you understand what I just said, Jim?
Absolutely.
And that's a tough one. So we consistently walk through the earth and we're like, I'm great at sales. I'm great at investing. Then we just don't get better. What I mean by that is when you switch your consistency model and say, I'm good, better than most, but I've got the ability to be 10 times better than I am. I'm consistently working on getting better. In each meeting that I walk into, I'm learning to build better rapport. That will change your unconscious programming. Jim, you never thought of that like that before, did you?
No.
So I believe you're great compared to these people. you're consistently comparing to the wrong group of people. So Jim, you're better than 90% of the world. It's like all you've got to do is go bowling for a week straight and you're going to be better than 90% of the people who never bowled, correct?
Yes, I could.
But compared to the people that make millions of dollars in the bowling tour, you're not even in the same arena, are you?
I'm horrible.
Very good. So here's the deal. I believe you're good at sales compared to what you're capable of. So we need to be consistent. So I believe you're consistent. We need to work on that. Now, to become better at rapport, that's a different conversation. I believe the gateway to doing it is to admit I'm not where I want to be and I'm willing to get better. That will open up channels you couldn't believe. Are you catching on, Jim?
Yes.
Yes. So there's my answer to you. You're like, well, how do I get better at it? Well, that's another thing. First, you got to give yourself space to get better. Number two is you want to build rapport with people. And rapport comes from, number one, admitting there's things we need to know and understand people. And it's taking a very, 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 very huge interest in being better at people and taking a huge interest in people and getting to know what makes people do the things they do. So I believe the block up till now of why you haven't achieved the thing you want is the block that you created, because out of securities or insecurities, we tell everyone how good we are at the things we do. Like, I'm gonna tell you, I'm great on camera compared to where I need to be. Dude, not even close, correct? It gives me room in 8 episodes to continually get better. So my guarantee is you will continually get better the second you sit down and go, I'm good. I'm about to get great. So in the next 6 months, I am going to continually get better at rapport. I know you got my old audios you can listen to on that subject. You can start studying. You can start working on it. Give yourself the room to get better.
I got those audios from you about 20 years ago, I think.
Wow.
It's time to admit that you're not as good at them as you need to be, and you're going to listen, and you're going to come back, and you're like, I'm going to get better than Michael. Not to be better than the old Jim. But, dude, I've known you a long time, my friend. I knew your name when it popped up, so excited for you. And will you jump on in a couple of weeks in the show and tell me how it's been working and how great you're doing with the report?
Yes, sir. After 20 years, it's been a pleasure listening to you, and I'll continue doing it.
Love you, brother. Appreciate you, and keep on growing, man. You've come far, and you should be super proud of yourself.
Have a great day, folks.
Yep, I love it. We've met, and this is how good my memory is. I know exactly we met. We met at an event. I believe it was in Tempe, Arizona.
Yeah.
Before, I think I met Jim right at the time I met Deborah. So it was like 2007.
You consistently have a good memory.
In a painting business back there, Jim. Yeah. And one of the things I believe my memory is I continually force myself to get it better. So folks listening right now, what are you using your consistency for? Are you using your consistency to remind yourself that you're already great, or you're using your consistency to get what you want? And I'm going to tell you, careful, 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 admitting how good we are at something, because you do not give yourself room to get better. Number one step to change your business is to admit you're not where you want to be. And number two is to find a way to do something about it. Number three is let somebody help you. That is going to change everything.
So a high performer might want to audit the things that they're telling themselves that they're good at, because that might be some disguised, procrastination on not.
It's a protection mechanism.
Going in, protection mechanism.
Yeah.
That's well.
He wants people to like him. So do I. So I'm going to build a problem. I want people to like me. I'm great at this. I'm great at this, dude.
Right.
You're better off saying, don't say you're bad at it.
Yeah.
Just say, like, I'm good compared to most, but dude, I don't want to be like most. Folks, you didn't come to this call today. You didn't get on this Zoom to be like most.
No.
That's what the average person does. That's most people's consistency. I came here to regularly accept I'm not where I want to be and I'm willing to get where I want to go. Once you get comfortable not being where you want to be always and getting where you want to go, it'll change your life. That's the level the Knicks were at. I'm not where I want to be. This sucks, but I'm capable of changing it.
Right. The team also could, when they were 29 down, could have just checked out and just accepted the defeat.
Yeah, I'm going to just be consistent.
That's what average teams do. That's what average people do.
Let's just do what we always do. Let's just bail out. It's June.
Yeah.
The year's not turning out the way I wanted to.
Yeah.
Screw it. I'm out. Or you're like, no, I'm not. I would never do that. I know you'd never do that, but if you're getting the same results you're always getting, we've got to change, folks. We got to do things different. Let's do one more of these. This is fun, man.
This is a lot of fun. So talking about, consistency, high performers, they have certain consistent habits that really live a life where they're constantly improving. I always see you either reading a few pages of a book, listening to a podcast, helping on mastermind calls. Like, Michael, you're constantly improving and sharpening your sword. And, for everybody watching this show, one of the great ways that you can do that is by reading Michael's book, Average Sucks. Today's show is all about consistently showing up that version of you that you see in moments. And this book is a really great reminder and philosophy that you can download into your brain to level up your operating system so that you can more consistently operate outside of your comfort zone. And we have a few words about the book to show you.
So here's why you need the book. It's very, very simple. When I first started writing this book, I had this really great idea for a subtitle, the psychological understanding, all this really cool stuff. And then I realized simply, this is all anybody wants to know: why you don't get what you want and what to do about it. This powerful book that's easy to read is going to show you not only why you don't get what you want, it's going to show you exactly how to get it. A few hours from now, you'll know exactly what you need to do. Order the book.
Let us know in the comments if you've read the book. We'd love to hear a few words. And, you know, each and every show, we like to reward action, because you can watch the show, you can get pumped up, you can get motivated, you can get inspired. That's great. Happy for you. But guess what? What does that do an hour after it starts to fade? But when you actually channel that motivation into action, that actually starts to change some of the results that you experience. So don't just get hyped up from today's show. Do something to keep that going. And Average Sucks is a great way to kick that off and to really just, at a more deeper level, download this philosophy into your mind. And we'll send the first person who orders the book and
Put
lets
it
us
on the
know in
screen how
chat,
to order that.
an Average Sucks shirt. And the really cool thing about this Average Sucks shirt is you wear this thing, you're not going to have average conversations. You're going to be at a cafe, you're going to be out and about living your life, and you're going to have people come up to you and be like, hey, I like the shirt. And the best thing is it's not going to be any people. It's going to be other people that resonate with this philosophy that average sucks. High performers, CEOs. I can't tell you how many times I've been just out and about living my life wearing one of these shirts, and it creates really cool connections in my life, and it repels the people that you don't want to build connections.
Get rid of them.
So our team will put this on the screen. Grab a copy of Average Sucks. If you're in the chat and you've read it, share a thing or two that you loved about it. And we're gonna shortly dive into our next question here. But what we got here? Check your financials, read the book, and attend the event.
Michael says send a new shirt. You have to come by, Michael. We'll figure that out. So it's interesting. I think of consistency right now, and a lot of people think consistency is action. Folks,
Right.
Consistency starts with thought and words. And I want you to realize this. What do you say to yourself most often? What are the thoughts that you have most in your head? Consistency, it doesn't have to even start with hard work. It could be like, what do I think about consistently?
Mm-hmm.
Where do I consistently put my mind? So it's interesting. I read a lot. I read a lot of books. People are like, I don't read. Well, then you don't get what you want. I'm just going to tell you, I've never met one wealthy person. Jim Rohn used to say, every home over $300,000 has a library in it. Why do you think that? Listen, folks, now every home over $3 to $5 million has a library in it. $300,000 home does not have a library in it, probably,
Right.
because they're in a $300,000 home. If you want to go from $300,000 to $30 million home, get a freaking library. And Jim, they used to say, like, well, I can't afford a library. Get a freaking bookshelf. IKEA. Folks, IKEA. Just go to IKEA. I've never been to IKEA, and I don't want to go to IKEA. You guys can go. You guys should not go there either. But what's interesting about IKEA is just get a bookshelf or go to Target. Doesn't matter. Put a freaking bookshelf up. Get some books everywhere in my life. There's a book. There's a book in my car. They're probably everywhere. There's a book in my. There's a book in my bookshelf in my room. There's books in my office. There's books right here. There's books everywhere. Like, I'm obsessed with them because here's why. Consistency is simple. Like, consistently buy them, consistently read them, and folks, for $25. Mine or anybody's, the coolest thing about it is if you've got books nearby and it's consistently buying them, reading them, looking at them, you will get better. Guaranteed.
They're also just anchors. The thing I love about books is I can read a book, and then just by looking at the title, it puts me back in the state that I was when I was reading the book. So I see Average Sucks, lying around. I have a copy in my office. I have a copy that literally sits on my desk just to literally remind me it's an anchor. So
don't be a loser.
Grab your copy of Average Sucks. So we have a bunch of questions. We have people on the line. We have people with some texting questions. Yep. Let's go ahead and take one texting question, then we'll bring out another caller.
And if you wanna ask a question, I'll take a text in a second. Text ask ASK to 480-800-8051. It's 480-800-8051. We'll leave that on the screen for a little bit while you're asking me the texting question. We'll leave that on the screen.
That's exactly what Ashley from Georgia did, and we're featuring her question on today's show.
Ashley from Georgia. If you've been to the Peach State, just give me like just peaches and Georgianess.
So Ashley says, I noticed something I don't really like admitting. I might be admitting for the first time here. If someone is expecting something from me, I show up. If a client needs it, if my kids need it, if there's a deadline, I get it done. But if there's something I said I wanted for myself, that's when I let it slide.
Yep.
And I'm not consistent.
Yep.
So how do I start to become consistent, when nobody's checking on me?
Yep. Well, someone is checking on you. And I want everyone to realize someone is always checking on you. And I want you to listen to this right now. One of the things I want you to really pay attention to, we'll go over here. One of the things that I want you to listen to is very, very simply that your future self, the person you're capable of being, is always watching. Pretty sure God's watching and your future self's watching. And if you don't have a belief about that, that's fine. You can believe what you choose. But I will tell you, your future self is always watching. And you've got to learn how to build a better relationship with them. So consistently building a relationship between here and there. And there's only a T in between those two. Okay? And that's all that's missing between here and there. And we want to get there from here. And there is your future self. So having a consistent relationship, like I'm doing this because it will matter down the road. I'm doing this for my future self. So those of you that are really, really, really into being people pleasers, you got to learn how to please yourself. And you're hearing that right now. Like, are you saying being selfish? I'm saying we need to have a relationship with the future. And it's so fascinating. Compound interest is gorgeous. Compound spending is also a thing, right? Compound spending, compound wasting, compound time. Compounding is always happening. But what are you compounding? So you compound interest. Oh my God, you're going to be happy. Do you know what I'm saying? You're going to look down the road. So here's my answer for you, Ashley. Do it for your future self. And once you understand as a high-performing business owner that your future self is who you're building this business for, not just your clients, that there's something you're going to give yourself as a gift. Just imagine this for a second. It's 5 years from now, and you hand the keys to this gorgeous, beautiful business that is profitable, that has incredible tax benefits, that is absolutely amazing, that's got so many lives are impacting, and you hand it to your future self and say, you asked for this, I delivered. We need to become an employee of our future selves. Most people are trying to get away from being an employee. You got a job to do. Your future self needs you to show up now, and that is the difference. Because I'm going to tell you something that you've got to realize, that the hardest game to win, we talked about sports earlier, is Game 7. It's your future. Hardest one to win because it changes you, because you go from non-champion to champion. It is the hardest game to win is the Game 7. Hardest other game to win is the fourth game that you need to win to win the series. So if it's best out of 7, which is the fourth game. The fourth game is the hardest one to win. You could be up 3-0. You almost always will lose the fourth game. Hard to do a sweep unless you're playing against a bunch of kindergartners, because the other team is backed against the wall. The other thing I was going to say is not only backed against the wall, you know that when you win, it's going to change you. So we need to become the person that we need. And I'll talk about sports for one more second here, and as a very important concept that I want to bring up, and we'll go to both of us, is that right before the trade deadline, especially in hockey, they will literally, Jaden, trade away a first-round draft pick that's never done anything for a seasoned professional that's done it before. He or she who's done it before has a better chance of doing it again.
Right.
He or she who's never done it can. They're still dreaming. Someone that's already living their dream, that makes the difference. So the sooner we get you there, the faster you'll get where you want to go. And remember these words as you're watching this today. The life that you want, the business that you want, is a fraction of what you're capable of. Because I promise you that you're working 100%, but you're probably getting 20% of the results you're capable of. You can get 80% more, probably doing 20% less, if you could start doing it for the right person. Build your future self the business that you want now.
So it's seeing, your future self is a person that's starting to count on
Consistently.
you. I really like that.
Consistently. Like, it could be 15 minutes a day, spending time in the future. Well, that's goal setting, Michael.
Do you do any visualization
all the time,
Michael?
I'll be in the middle of a hockey game, and I'm like, I'll just check out for a second. I'll just picture. It's not this big process. But I'll check out. I'll visualize the next shift. The hardest part about visualization is you got to be okay that it may or may not work.
Right.
Don't bring that into your visualization.
Right.
but be okay.
Well, I think you touched on it too. Like, I think some people, they think of visualization. It's like, oh, I need to visualize for like half an hour. That's like this big thing. I need to light a candle.
If
and
you
some
can,
incense, and
God bless you. Yes. I'll do like a minute. I'll like take a minute. And I've been doing this for decades. And I'm like, here's what I can see.
Right.
This is something I can see. And you want to see it in your mind's eye before it becomes in reality. Folks, remember the book Think and Grow Rich is not about the rich part. It's about the thinking part. Change your thinking, change your life. And it's changed the way you think about what you think. So if you wanted me to do an episode on visualization and making your business run and how top performers visualize, I need to see the word visualize in all the chat formats, in LinkedIn, in YouTube, in Facebook, and every other place you're watching this right now. Instagram. Let me know if you want me to teach on that, because I would love to do an episode on visualization. What a topic
that would be an incredible
I've
topic.
never had anyone ask me to teach that, because they think woo woo. It ain't woo woo. It's like yeah.
Yeah, I'm raising my hand
for everybody
for that. Yeah, let's see in the
if
chat.
you can't spell visualize, just give me a V. Okay. So what's the next question?
Yeah. So we're gonna take on a live caller. His name's Ryan. We're gonna mute him in just a second. And again, if you want to text us the question, if you want the private line to potentially even work with Michael 101 here, ask to 480-800-8051. We're seeing the visualizes start to come in, which is cool. So
subscribe to the channel and share this with somebody. We love you guys. Subscribe. We got to give YouTube love so they can love us back. We got to give Instagram love so they can love us back. I'm excited to share more with you.
So Ryan, where are you tuning in from, my friend?
Hey, Michael, just turning in from Safford, Arizona.
Safford, Arizona. Never been, but let's chat, buddy. What's
Very
up?
cool, man. So we're talking about consistency. How can we help you get more consistent?
Yeah, just more consistency. I'm talking more about in relationships, and I know you've brought up sports a lot. I've been in sports my whole life. I have a career in sports. I'm an athletic director, but just kind of in relationships, and just recently had an engagement called off, and so I'm just trying to figure out.
You say called off? That sounds like sports. Like goal called off.
Yeah, not in a good way. Something that obviously that we're working through, but just how to be more consistent. Learning a lot about attachment styles and just kind of that anxious attachment style, how to be just more consistent, showing up and obviously moving into a secure role.
Do you need to be more consistent, or you're already consistent and we need to direct your consistency?
No, I think it's being consistent in different areas, right? There's parts where I think I just need to improve in.
Okay, I'm going to re-ask the question.
Okay,
do you need to become more consistent, or you need to direct your consistency?
I need to direct my consistency.
Because I guarantee after this engagement got called off, you were a consistent complainer about it for a minute, correct?
Yeah, well, I was frustrated, yeah.
Okay, so you're consistently frustrated. I mean, you already are. This is the part that we've got to get as a big realization today. You're already consistent. Like, raise your hand, I'm already consistent. Congratulations, I'm already consistent. The challenge is you're consistently not making any sense to me right now. You've asked me for 45 things. You thought I was Santa Claus. You showed up today and you're like, I want this. How about you consistently get good at getting clear? And this is the part we need to get really, really clear. Really, really clear right now. Like you're asking me for one thing, not 40, not the horse to win, place, show, and for you to fall in love in the parking lot. Can we just literally make this clear? Because I think you're consistently unclear, and consistently unclear people get called off on. Because I'm going to tell you that the Knicks last night were very clear. They needed to come back and they had to win, correct?
Yep.
Did they tell everyone all the things they wanted to change? Were they worried about their shoelaces? Were they worried about their mommies and their daddies and all that stuff? What do we need to consistently get better at? And give me some clarity right now, because you already got your answer and you're going to be like, Michael, fix my problem. You're missing it. I already gave you the answer, but you may not want it. And that's the challenge. High performers have a good plan. And when they hear someone like me, they're like, but can you fix it? No, I can only suggest. I can give you the food. You've got to chew it. You've got to digest it. So ask me, bring me some clarity, and I'd love to help you.
Okay. Yeah, I think so when you mentioned all that, it's me consistently showing up and it being good enough.
Okay.
That's what I want to improve on.
For you or for someone else?
I want to improve being it's good enough for me, and then in return it's good enough for her.
Can we focus on one?
Sure.
Okay. You keep on saying sure. Why are you flipping me off? I mean, I don't get this sure. It's a disgusting word. No. Sure's loser language. Like, people say, Michael, I don't say it. Like, I'm consistently don't say that. Like, I spoke for a group of recovering addicts yesterday. It was absolutely amazing. So Absolutely. Lucas and I went down there yesterday. Lucas and our AV team, we went down there yesterday. It was awesome. And shout out to my buddy Tim Westbrook for Comeback Recovery. And you can tag them in the box. But, man, it was super cool. I spoke to a bunch of people. I said, you guys are already consistent. You were consistently drinking. We just need to take the consistency and bring it somewhere else. I said, well, Michael, I said it would be harder for me to start drinking and to start smoking than it is for some people to quit. Like, it'd be hard for me to start. I don't mess around with that word. Like, I am really, really clear. I don't say sure. I don't say maybe. I don't say kind of. I remove that shit from my vocabulary. Does it pop in every once in a while? Like, rarely. So here's my question. Consistently, do you talk to yourself in a loving, caring way?
Yes, I do.
Well, then where's your challenge, man? You sound like you're perfect.
No, I'm far from perfect. I have a lot of flaws, and whether it's personally, whether it's in relationships.
Well, why? No. I just baited you, dude. You just literally told me you talk loving yourself, and then tell me you got flaws. I want you to be clear.
I think we all have flaws, right?
Well, then there's your challenge. I don't believe I have flaws. I believe there's things I can get better at. Would you ever walk up to a kid and go, you got a flaw?
No. You'd say, hey, there's some things that we need to work on.
So when I said to you, the same as Jim, our first caller, we have to consistently, and this is the part I want to be very, very clear on. We need to consistently work on making our language work for us. Is there some areas you can get better with your language?
Yes, 100%.
Is there something wrong with you, or there's areas you need to improve?
Yes, 100%.
Do you beat yourself up?
No, I don't beat myself up.
So you think calling yourself a flaw is a kind thing to do? It sounds like a punch in the side of the face.
No, it's just understanding where areas you need for growth.
I get it. But shouldn't we frame it differently? If you wouldn't say it to a kid, why would you say it to yourself? Because where do you think all our patterns came from? Our adulthood or our childhood?
From our childhood, when our parents told us.
Or when we told ourselves too, because our parents told us and we repeated it, correct? So what if from this point forward, you were to say, I'm going to clean up my language. I'm going to consistently talk to myself in a way that my future self needs. If you did that, you would radiate differently, wouldn't you?
Sure. Yeah, I 100% believe that.
Did you catch it right there with the show? You're like,
yep.
shit.
I know.
You're like,
that
shit.
was good. That was
I
good.
stopped.
Yeah.
I stopped. I caught myself.
And
so
you
I
start
appreciate
talking to yourself in a way of like, here's what I'm going to do. And you get on a call like this. You know, Michael, here's what I did. I had literally not brought my best self to my relationship. And I recognized that. I realized there's tons of room to growth. And over a course of 30 days, I literally started with my language. I literally cleaned up my language. And I spoke to myself, not positive, effectively. And I did that for a period of time. And it's amazing how you will get consistent instructions. Because I want you to remember, I want you to understand how the unconscious mind works. I need you to settle real quick. You're making all these noises like, I love you, and I want you to listen. All those noises are stopping it from getting in. Can you just take a deep breath? And just let it in what I'm about to say. The message is causing the issue. I'm good. I'm not. I'm positive. I'm not. I'm an athlete. I haven't done it in a while. Your unconscious mind needs a very, very consistent message. This is who I am. Here's where I'm headed. This is, forget who I am. This is where I'm going. This is important to me and it matters. If they come along, that's great. And I want to come along. But the most important thing is for me to think, talk, and radiate at the level that I'm capable of. And I want to give that gift to myself. You give that gift to your future self. If she wants to come along, she can. Do you understand? And I wish the best, but you owe that to yourself. Are you catching on, buddy?
Yes, sir. I appreciate your time, Michael.
What did you pick up right there?
That I just need to focus on myself. I need to focus on my words, how I talk to myself, how I talk to others.
Do you need to focus, or I'm in the process of?
I'm in the process of focusing on doing that.
Oh, amazing. So it's
Right.
clear direction. So remember when I did, thank you so much for being on. Everybody give it up for him for his awesome share.
Sure, Ryan.
Super awesome. This is the part that I really want to talk about, Jay. I don't know which episode it was where I talked about AAA. Remember that? Where I talked about accountability, authority.
Yeah, that was like the second
Assignment.
or third episode. Well,
You should watch that one, folks. It was on mindset, right? Yeah. Second episode.
yeah, I'm pulling it up.
First or second. We'll figure that out. And so we've got to realize, like, we've got to give ourselves clear instructions. We've got to give ourselves authority to be better. And we've got ourselves accountability. Like, if we don't get it right, we can change it. And a lot of people are like, save a lot, especially business owners. You save your skills. You save your greatness for like the speech to someone else. We still got to work and understand we are an employee of our future self. It's probably the biggest takeaway I'm getting today is my future self needs me to be a better employee.
That hit deep.
Does your future self need you to be a better employee?
He does. Yeah, my future self needs me to show up more consistently on. I think that's another thing. That's something I want to ask you about later.
Okay. We're gonna go long today too. I think we're gonna go a few minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna go in some overtime.
We're gonna go overtime.
If Columbus, Vegas Knights, they double overtime. We're gonna go in some overtime.
And what's
today.
funny is in our game last night, we went overtime. We won 2 weeks in a row in overtime. My buddy said he played juniors hockey. He said they don't ask how many. They don't ask how. They just ask how many. Did you get it? And they don't ask how. However you win is win. So we're going to go overtime today. So let's go.
And we're going to go overtime. We have a ton of great callers on the line as well, which we're going to get to in just a second. If you're watching this today and you recognize that your future self does need you to take some new actions, there's never been a better time to really commit to leveling up your consistency. A lot of people, they don't play small with one big decision. It's in those really small moments like, I'll do it tomorrow. This week is different. I'll get to it when things calm down. But at some point, you have to recognize that you have to start taking different actions. And this is exactly why Michael every month hosts a program called Call to Action, how to get more done in 5 days than you have in 5 months, so you can start to take a series of new actions, that your future self, that employee in the future would be proud of, so that, after this program, you have this flurry of momentum and you've created all these new tools. You're like Batman having different tools on his tool belt that you can use. So the next time, maybe there's some pressure and you're tempted to show up as, your average self, you can be like, oh no, I'm going to use that tool and, I'm going to honor my future self. Just like Michael's been working with people on today's show on their language. You'll have, and you saw it. You saw how he caught himself, right? In that moment, he stopped saying sure and he became certain. These are all the things and so much more that we work on in this program. So if you text action to 480-800-8051, we have actually a class starting this Sunday. And then even if you're watching the replay, each and every month we have different we have different classes of this. So action to 480-800-8051. We're doing something special for everyone that does it as well, for being a subscriber of the show. But again, I said this earlier, don't just get motivated, inspired, and pumped up. And also don't just text action to 480-800-8051 and get that like little dopamine hit. Like, okay, I took like a little bit of action. But that's also a pattern. That's a safety mechanism. Click the link and actually sign up and join us. We want to see your name come up in whether it's this next week's class or next month's class. We want to see you there, and we want to see you consistently performing at the level that's going to actually get you the things that you want.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Call to action. This guy has done it 4 times. I can't see whose name that is, and probably because I just can't tell. But I will tell you, I believe I can't see. But the point is, call to action, here's the deal. I want you to visualize this for a second. It is later today, and you look at your calendar, go, what am I got going on next week? Got the same stuff you're doing each week. Mm-hmm. But the difference next week is you've got a group of about 100 people, and myself, Jaden, and the team. And you've got a group of people cheering you on that believe that your goals in business matter, that the things that you want in life are possible. And you get an opportunity to say to someone you love, like, here's what I'm doing this week. I'm going to learn how to focus at an incredible level. I'm going to learn how to get more done in 5 days than I have in 5 months. I'm going to study and get good at using language in a way that allows people to listen to me quicker so I can share my vision of what my company does in a way that people take action. I'm going to speed up things when I explain to my landscaper what to do. When you explain to the person at your kid's school and you really want to get your point across about what's going on with your kid at school, you've got the confidence to say it the way it needs to get said. You don't get stopped by your comfort zone anymore. More importantly, you learn how to tell stories in a way that are effective. And you get a chance later today to whether you tell someone that or not, that's going to happen. So at the end of next week, when you look back and you jump on one of the next episodes, next couple of weeks, you get to be one of the people that put in the box, go, man, I took that class. I don't know how I didn't know about this guy. I didn't know how I didn't know about this. For 23, 24 years almost, we've been doing call to action. And the biggest thing is it's simple. It requires two things: a computer and a phone. That's one or the other. And number two, it requires is a desire to go get the thing you want and be okay with having other people help you get it. Because the biggest thing that I run into, Jaden, this is the saddest thing, call to action off to the side. High-performing business owners are usually not that great at letting people help them. Mm-hmm. They want to figure it out themselves. And when you don't let people help you, you stay a lot of times where you're at. So we need to consistently let the right people help us. How do we know who's right and wrong? We learn from experience. But getting better at not just taking advice, by taking direction, it'll change everything for you. So text in action. We got a summer special going right now. I think it's half price for people just because, hey, it's summertime. Why not? Start on Sunday, end on Thursday. Our team will give you an onboard call here later today. Have the courage to step up and do it. And if you got someone in your life that needs it, freaking forward it to them. Go, look, I want this for you. michaelbernoff.com/action. Go there. Take advantage of it. With that said, let's get a couple more questions, man.
Yeah, let's roll into some more questions. We're going to do another texting question, then we'll take another live caller.
Got a text in right here question. Go ahead.
So this next question, his name is Brian from Ohio.
Brian from Ohio.
And he says, Michael, my biggest issue is not missing one day, but it's what I do after I miss a day. So I'm
going to pause real quick and understand the question. Now you're like, why are you cutting me off? Listen, he said what? Read it again. My biggest what?
My biggest issue.
Stop. That's consistent. Folks, consistently telling yourself that. Folks, listen. My biggest issue, my biggest issue, my biggest issue, my biggest issue, whatever it says afterwards, you are consistently saying that. It'll continue to be your biggest issue.
Language.
It's everything. Not something, everything. Now I'll hear the question.
So, reframe. Michael, a challenge I'm experiencing is...
No, read his question.
Michael, my biggest issue is not missing one day. It's what I do after I miss a day. So what will happen is I'll start to get consistent with something, but then I'll miss a workout. I'll skip a follow-up. I'll eat badly, or I'll get off track, and I act like the whole thing is ruined. I tell myself I'll restart later. So how do I, stop turning one miss into this like full reset where then I pick it back up like weeks later and derail all my progress?
I don't know if I'm supposed to say what I'm about to say right now. And first off, I love you for sending this in. I really appreciate it. I forgot people live this way. I've literally reprogrammed my brain. I don't expect that of myself. I don't ever expect myself to be on all the time, every day, always. This gentleman expects all the time, every day, always. One of the techniques that I would say is you don't need to do it all the time. You need to start programming what I call more often than not. It's language, more often than not. I exercise more often than not. I make my calls more often than not. If you're doing something 51% of the time, you frickin' win. Do you understand? If your investments, you always invest the same amount
right
in all investments, and you get 51% of the time your investment goes up, dude, you're getting somewhere. Maybe get to 65%. So first thing I'd frame this for yourself is Brian, you said?
Yes.
I would say Brian, Ohio. Oh, okay. That's a joke. But one of the things that I would say is just reframe what you're saying and say, listen, I'm going to work on which area of his life was he focused on?
He really focused on almost like fitness, so like eating and working out.
I take care of myself more often than not. You get from there, we'll build a new stability. So consistency comes in phases. So first phase is build a new standard. So the new standard is, like I teach this in my book. It's right in the middle of the book. Of one of the techniques is called the MAP, the Minimum Action Progress Plan. Not how do I take massive action. Massive action is such crock of crap. I mean, it's so ridiculously like it works for like 2% of the population. Minimum action is like, how do I do the minimum, find out what my minimum is, find my standards. Let's say he gets to the point where he's like, I do it 2 days a week. I'd love to do 7. Great. Well, let's go from 2 to 3. Well, Michael, I really want to go to 7. Well, there's your challenge, because we got to build your goals, not from a hole in the ground, build them from a flat surface, then eventually build them from a little bit of a foundation, then build from a little higher, then a little higher. So we need to consistently grow, not consistently be frustrated with ourselves. So right now he has a model of consistent frustration, and I want him to have a model of consistently getting better. So more often than not, wonderful phrase. We used to sell shirts that said more often than not. You want me to start bringing those shirts back? We are about to have a store on the YouTube channel because we're consistent. YouTube is about to let us have a store. So you're going to be able to buy if you want more often than not shirts. Freaking amazing. And I will tell you, your creator doesn't want you to be perfect. You just need to do what you need to do more often than not and keep on getting better.
that kind of remember, like, we're all playing a game and we set the rules of our game.
Yep.
So it's almost like, why are we setting the standards of what's a success in our mind so high when it could just be success could be more often than not.
Yep.
We decide that.
I've been consistently saying that for 20 something years, and eventually it works for people.
Right. Like Brian's definition of success was so high where if he missed one day, it's like, oh,
loser.
The entire game's over when he might have been consistent for 3 or 4 weeks before. So I love that. And then I also loved like this idea of like minimum maximum, like how can I get the greatest result from the least amount of effort. And it's not being lazy, but it's working smarter, not harder, and like sharpening the axe before you cut down the tree. So this idea of minimum maximum, really powerful stuff. I love that.
Dude, I like that. Minimum maximum. Put them together. That's great. And I'm always consistently wanting to learn new things, consistently get better. I've also set up my life to be like consistently there's people helping me. I've literally like I got people out there like consistently working on this stuff. So you guys are doing awesome out there. And welcome Justin. I've known Justin, man, a long time. He was just in here the other day. He's a killer out there in the world, helping people, making a difference. I've known him since I think 2004. We met at Jeff Leisner's event, High Achievers Network. I got this crazy memory. So shout out to Justin. Let's take a couple more questions. We'll go about 15 over today. So those of you listening right now, if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, take a couple seconds, subscribe to whatever channel you're on. And one of the big wins is go to the YouTube channel and subscribe. You can go to michaelbernoff.com/show. Am I correct?
That's right. Yep.
And that will send you reminders to be on future shows. That'll be big. So michaelbernoff.com/show, and go there, fill out the little form, and we will send you text, email reminders when we have live shows. We are committed to doing this for a minimum of a year, but I'm thinking forever. Just kidding. More often than not.
More often than not.
We have to do this more. We committed. We committed for 52 weeks. Have we missed a week?
No, unless it's not been humanly possible because you're traveling.
So the answer is yes, we did.
Yes.
We did miss a week, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
So we wanted to go all 52, and we didn't.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yep.
And we protect ourselves like that. We did. We missed a week.
So it's not, but yeah, it's not. Oh, the show's over. Missed a week, y'all.
Yep. Very good. Very good. Let's keep rocking.
Yeah, just shout out to Justin. That's awesome, man. All right. So we're going to bring out our next caller. And again, appreciate everyone watching. We've had great people with us until the very end here, which is so cool to see. But if you text ASK to 480-800-8051, you'll have an opportunity to be on the show live or even send in a texting question. Like we've been featuring some texting questions, which has been super cool.
Yep.
Even if you're watching the replay of this, you'll get the private line for next time. But we are going to bring out our next caller, Shauna. Shauna, our team is going to get you unmuted.
Welcome,
you out
Shauna.
there, Shauna?
Hello, I am.
Hey, Shauna, how we doing today?
Good. Just had 7 kids drop in. I had none until like 10 minutes ago here.
Did you just had 7 kids? That's an impressive visit to the hospital. Okay, good. All right,
in my daycare, they just
I
got
get it.
dropped
I got confused. So, question about consistency as you're settling that down.
So I've finally convinced myself to look at my age, and I am in my 60s, but I've been telling myself consistently I'm only 39. But I have so many interests that I want to do, and I need
She's a
help
little
and
loud.
direction. Huh?
You're a little loud on our end. We're going to take care of it. It's not a little loud.
Okay.
Good.
I need to get focused direction on how to focus in on a few, because I have like 5 things I'm wanting to do right now.
Okay.
And
So
I'm
you
running out of
consistently
time.
overwhelm your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's that working for you?
That's a good way. Well, I still love it. I mean, in a way, but
Okay.
I'm not getting where I want to be.
Let's pause real quick. So do you want coaching or do you want to talk?
I want coaching, how to focus.
Okay. So here's my question. Can you focus on 5 things at once? I'm going to do it right now. Bird, horse, llama, pig, car, dog, Alaska.
Well, I put them all in a car, but yeah.
Okay.
I just
You can
put
make
how
jokes
they work.
about it and be consistently making jokes about the things you want.
know.
Or you can say, if I said, I want you to listen to a song, I want you to hop on one foot, I want you to spin in a circle, count from 0 to 100 down by 3, and learn algebra at the same time. Will you be good at that?
No.
Do you want to win or have a lot of ideas?
I want to win.
Stop.
But
Now listen.
yeah.
They had one goal last night. The Knicks were like they weren't worried how they were going to do it. They just wanted to win. Were you at the beginning of the show when I talked about this? We've got to honor this. They're like, we don't care. We have one centralized focus: to win. So here's my question. If you want to win, you're going to need to pick one. and we're going to work on one of these things. What I've learned over the years, anyone that says multiple streams of income is usually broke. I don't want you to listen why I'm saying that. Effective business owners have multiple businesses. Multiple streams of income is usually taught by somebody that just got done reading Robert Kiyosaki, and they, which I love Robert's work, but they're like, I need multiple businesses, multiple streams, multiple cash flow. First thing we got to do is just get one thing going. So here's the question. I want you to pick one, the easiest one that you can launch, get it going, build it up, get a few months under your belt. When you finally got some breathing room, you move on to the next one. And I want you to consistently get clear on what your objective is. For 90 days at a minimum, more often than not, you're going to focus on one of these, and you're going to get better at it. I know.
It's hard for me to decide.
I know. Every great company started with one product, maybe two, one direction. I know, but you need to get better at making decisions. So I'm going to ask you right now, chop off, there's 5 of them. Get rid of the 2 you don't need. I don't need to know what they are. What are the top 2 contenders? If you had to pick one right now with a gun to your head, which is one of the 2 you'd pick, this or this? Come on, give me real fast. I'll do it with you right now.
Bunny talk process.
What is it called?
Bunny talk process.
Bunny talk? Bunny?
Yeah.
What's bunny? Like bunny ears?
You know, like a bunny? Yeah.
Is this what you want to make? It's a business?
It's in hypnotherapy to help children get
Good.
trauma
So basically,
relief.
all I'm going to do is teach the bunny technique to children for the next 90 days. I'm going to learn how to market it, share it, talk about it, and do. And that's what I'm going to do for the next 90 days more often than not. And I'm going to learn how to be great at it. Because the reason and you understand hypnosis is, and I've been studying hypnosis for 20-something years. Most of us don't need to learn hypnosis. We need to get out of hypnosis. Stop. And I want you to listen right now. You are putting yourself in a confusion trance, because the reason you're doing it is, if you ever wanted to make someone not be able to do something, make them do 5 or 6 things at once. I want you to create clarity. Absolute clarity. So for the next 90 days, you're going to be consistently clear. Got it?
Okay.
That's it. I know you want more sexy than that. But Michael, how do you do it? You pick one. And you just tell yourself, here's what I'm doing for the next 90 days. Your future self, I'm going to deliver you, future self, 90 days from now. I'm going to deliver you a gift.
And when those distractions come, how do I cut them out? Because I get so excited. I mean, I have 37 bookcases and full books.
So do you want to be really good at telling stories, or do you want to get really good at what you need?
I want to be really good, but my way I see things
I want you to be clear right now.
I need to get clear. So I need to start saying
You
that.
haven't even done what I'm asking you to do. You're already on to the next thing right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, great. So here's my question. Are you going to see yourself as a very focused person, or are you going to see yourself as someone that can't pay attention? You talk to yourself and you keep on telling me this consistent story about why you can't pay attention, why we don't tell that story anymore.
Okay.
I
am focused.
No. That's a statement. You need to start giving yourself suggestions. Suggestions, okay. Suggestions are different than statements. Statements is, I'm not good. I don't know how. I don't know if I'm going to do it. Suggestions are going to be this. I'm continually finding ways to focus and learn this. I'm going to continually do this. I'm in the process of getting better. Write down these 3 words. Process, continually. Do you understand? And the 3rd word I'm not going to give you until you do it. You do it for a couple days. I know something you don't know. You don't get it until you do this for a month, and then I'll consider giving you the 3rd word. Thank you.
Process continually. Okay.
Thanks, Shauna.
It's called an open loop right there. She's got to come back for more. So as you're listening right now, we're all consistent, right? We're all like, see how consistent she was? Michael, you don't get it. I'm this way. You don't get it. Ugh. I love her.
She was consistently unfocused.
Yep. Yeah.
Consistently excited about new ideas.
And we need to figure out, how do we use our consistency? How do we use our greatness? How do we use our power? How do we use our words to make a difference? We take one more call, or we can get a couple more minutes, or one more thought.
Yeah, Justin in the YouTube chat says he really resonated with this idea of focusing on one thing instead of being the business owner trying to juggle multiple services or products. Focusing on one.
He says boring, and the funny thing, it's not boring. It isn't boring. It's exciting. We continually get better. When we call it boring, like he's saying right there, I don't know if he's saying that.
It's a label.
It's a label. It's not going to serve you. It's not going to make you want to do it. And it's the mundane that makes the difference. You have to learn how to entertain yourself. And I consistently find a way to entertain myself on a regular basis. I'm here for me. I'm here to get better and continually get better. That's the power. Let's get one more question, one more aha. And then if you haven't subscribed yet, there's a little button right there on YouTube. You just click the little red button. It's red. If you're unable to see red, you just look for a button that says subscribe.
Amazing. Well, we're gonna bring out our next caller
This
here.
is great. I'm loving this. If you got
Grace.
Grace.
Grace, where are you tuning in from? Our team's gonna send you an unmute request here. If Grace isn't out here, we can go to.
Hey, Grace.
Yeah, I'm here.
Where are you
Hey,
from, Grace?
St. Louis, Missouri.
Nice. Welcome.
Welcome. Well, we're talking about consistency. How can we help you show up more consistent in an area of your life?
Yeah.
You might have already answered it with the prior callers. However, I think my
She's
question
like,
was,
isn't the show me state, right? She's like, show me.
yeah,
Show me.
show me.
Show
I
state.
got showed, and I'm a Hoosier because I'm from Indiana.
Cool.
My question is, how do I keep consistently making incremental progress each day? But again,
What do
may
you
have
feel
already
the
answered it.
What do you feel the answer is to that after listening for an hour? First off, you've been on for an hour.
I've been on for half an hour.
Good
I
for you.
apologize.
Go watch the beginning. It was really awesome. I got really
I'm
excited. So you
I'm
should watch the
excited.
beginning 30 minutes. I encourage you to watch it later. So first off, give it up for yourself for being on. And I consistently getting around this material is going to make a big difference for you. What do you feel the answer is?
Just do it.
No. Phil Knight's going to get upset, but don't just do it. That's not going to work. That
Okay.
consistently has not worked for you. I know that you've thought that before, that's going to be the answer. Just do it. Give me the area that you want to consistently get better at, because it sounds to me like you consistently attached a bunch of things together and you want to unconsciously be great, correct?
Yeah.
Greatness is one step at a time. Greatness is one modality at a time. Greatness is one concept at a time. So whether it's your health, like a lot of people are like, I want to do it all at once. I want balance. Listen, next person that offers you balance, punch them because they
Okay.
lied to you. There's no such thing. We can be balancing for a short period of time, but if you were to like stand balanced, like how long can we be balanced on anything that we're doing? Like if I even asked to balance on a balance beam, you can only stay there so long till lactic acid builds up in your feet and eventually fall off balance. It's a short-term plan. It's not a long-term solution. So the reason I say this, the reason I'm bringing this up for you right now is that you want to be great, but you cannot do all of it at once. So I need you to pick, and this is the part we need to get consistent on picking what we're going to do and doing it. I call it congruency, and one of the core four that I cover is communication, congruency. You'll get the other two when you take call to action. And congruency is really, really important. And a lot of us say we're going to do it and don't, and we consistently let ourselves down. So what if you were consistently going to do what you said you were going to do and be honest? Like even if you were to say like, I don't drink, but you're like, hey, I'm going to happy hour tonight. I'm going to ruin my morning. Just be honest with yourself. Don't say I'm going to happy hour and feel good tomorrow. You feel like shit tomorrow. You know that. So what I'm getting at is, what if you were just consistent on just doing what you said you were going to do in one area of life? Pick an area.
Wow.
I know.
Okay.
I know. Is it wow? Oh my God, I have to pick, or wow, that's simple?
That's the mind blown emoji. That's simple and so powerful, and that's it. Simple. That's it.
If I worked
That's
with
it?
you and we worked together for a long period of time, Grace, I would teach you simple things. It is very easy to get what it is you want. What's challenging is, I remember when Tara was little, my oldest, and she invited us to a haunted house. It was in her room. And she had lights flickering outside.
Nice.
And it was cool, like lights flickering, and there was all the Christmas decorations outside, and it was like a little bit of like, she was like 6, and they were like, she had a little stand where you had like a ticket and all that stuff. And I remember taking the ticket, doing the whole show. It was amazing, and it looked so cool outside, all the Christmas stuff. And then we went inside. It was her room, and there was like one thing in there for Halloween. And I said to Deborah, I said, oh, okay, well, this is her haunted house. And because she's never actually seen what's inside of a haunted house. She's only seen the outside because she was 6 or 7. How many of you realize if you've never seen the thing that you want, you don't know what it looks like inside? So real coaching and real effectiveness is you don't know what it looks like. You think it's something else than it is. You think these people are doing this major thing. They're not. It is a simple little thing. Like when I went to the Hotel Del Coronado years ago, I thought it was pretty cool. I got this VIP host. We're members at the club. And they asked me when my flight was coming in. And when I got there to the hotel, they pulled up and the valet opens the door. He says, Mr. Bernoff, welcome. It's July 4th weekend. There's thousands of people. Like,
Yeah.
how did they do that?
How'd they know?
But what they didn't pay attention was they asked me what time my flight was coming in, which narrowed it down. Number 2 is there was a guard gate down below. Or there was a thing and they asked us we were coming in and they knew exactly what time I was coming in and what type of car it was, and it was beyond a guess. They knew. Sometimes you think, oh my God, they're good. They're just doing some little thing differently. So, Grace, here's my answer to you. Pick one. Communicate with yourself about it. Do it for a period of time until it becomes consistent. Pick that one little thing. Knock off a little one. Like Isaac even did this the other day. I teach this thing in Business Success GPS where I say, transfer $3 from one account to another, or 5 or 10. I've been saying it so long, it's probably 10 is the real number, 20 now. Transfer a $20 bill from one account to another, from your checking to your savings, once a week. Would you know $80 is missing once a month? And people say no. I say, great, do it. After a couple months, you only got a couple $100. It's great. But then next time you cancel, you just don't eat Starbucks, you don't drink Starbucks, you cancel the NHL package, NFL, it's over for the season, transfer another $50, whatever it is, and keep on doing that. And over time, you got 20 grand in an account. You became an investor, but you got to get started. So Grace, did you get your answer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great stuff.
Thank you, Grace.
Let's do one more text in. I'm really loving this. And if you're loving the format here, give us a subscribe and a like. Let us know what you're getting from this today. Jade and I are obsessed with really assisting you and getting what you want. We have 100 or so questions from the last several weeks. If you haven't gotten your question answered, we'd love to answer it. If you aren't already joining us for Call to Action on Sunday, there's never been a better time to join us. Just text the word action to 480-800-8051. As soon as you text action to 480-800-8051, you get a link. Click the link, click the button, take the huge discount, become a person of action, become a person of influence. Your business deserves it. Stop screwing around. You don't have to do it alone. That's all I got to say about that. Take one more.
There's a reason why professional sports teams has coaches.
Yep.
There's a reason why, elite entrepreneurs surround themselves with other elite entrepreneurs that are they're at the top of their game, or they have coaches themselves.
Don't cut your own hair and don't coach yourself.
Exactly. They realize exactly that, and they realize, at a certain point you reach a cap on what you can do alone, and it's time to be like, okay, I'm proud of myself for getting myself to this level, but this next level, that's going to require a different set of actions, and it might require somebody that can see things that maybe you can't because you're too close to it. So action 480-800-8051. The last thing we'll end with, and it's more so a theme that I noticed in looking through some of the questions over the last few weeks, and especially since this show is about consistency, and it's this idea that a lot of high performers and a lot of people that have texted in and been talking with us, they have these flickering moments where, they're on. Maybe they delivered a keynote. Maybe, they were down in sales with 1 week to go in the month, and they, summoned the gusto to motivate their sales team to hit the quota and then save the month. Maybe it was, they had the flicker of inspiration when they were having a tough conversation with their kid. They have these flickering moments where it's like, wow, I was really on. Like, what? But they can't consistently tap into that, or at least that's what they tell themselves. But how can people be more consistently on? Like, this goes along with also what you said, that you don't believe in this idea of balance. I think sometimes maybe that's a conflicting factor, is people are like, well, I have to be balanced. I can't be on the time. But, I'm blessed to be able to spend quite a bit of time with you and see how you operate in life. And you're the same person on stage, off stage, on the show, off the show. You turn down the intensity, but you maintain the same philosophy and mindset. And like, how do you do that? And how can somebody start to more consistently turn these like glimmers of feeling on to living a life where they're just on all the damn time?
Okay, first off, we're never going to be on all the time, but we can be on a lot more than we currently are. So what you described to me is something that I used to do regularly. I don't know where I picked it up. Maybe I picked it up in childhood or whatever. And if you've been an entrepreneur long enough, you've experienced this. I'd love to give me a yes, you get it. You can even post your business down below, not your website, but like what you do professionally, or maybe what your first business was. I struggled when I first went into business. I struggled a lot, and what I realized is when I struggled a lot, one of the things that I noticed was I got good at it. I got very consistently good at struggling, and I thought it was part of the process. Is you had to be a struggling entrepreneur, like a struggling artist, struggling entrepreneur, struggling musician. And at the end of the month, I would make enough money to survive, and I would literally. I remember like sending, as horrible as this is, I'd send like, if I had to, I'd send a check to the electric company, but I'd send the cable check. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'd send the water company, and I'd send like and they'd call me and it'd buy me a couple days. And at the end of like the month, I'd be like, I did it. I survived. I'd like the last day of the month, it's like the ADD philosophy. I'd come up with that one sale that I needed to make.
You're like the savior almost.
I was a savior, man. And that's what I think a lot of people are obsessed with, is they want to be a hero because nobody showed up for them to be their heroes. They want to be their own hero. And a hero requires somebody saving the day, which means we've got to have a bad day. And someone's got to save the day, which requires 3 people to play the game. It requires the savior, the victim, and the hero. And what happens is we become a hero. You're like, I did it. I can be the hero when I need to be to save the day. Watch the highlight
It's like
reel.
this rush at the end of the day.
So what happens is we wind up with this rush where we say to ourselves, gosh, man, I wish it just got off on the idea that like I did that. Like, I'm going to tell you, I hope the Knicks don't go behind so they can play catch up and say things like I need to do that. So instead of being a hero, which if you've ever had the hero complex, like I want to be important, I want to be the hero, I want to help people, I want you to be a winner. And winners find ways to win. They don't win all the time, but they find a win in everything they do. When your goal is to be the hero or the savior, we know how that story ends. And I want you to think about the savior and the hero. Doesn't usually end well long term. But the person that knows how to win can pass that winning on to somebody else. And what I mean by passing that winning on, what my definition of winning is like having a winning mindset. Winning is being a person that's capable of getting what you want. Being a person that finds wins in any situation. I'm always winning. I'm winning even when we're not winning, man. I'm telling you, at the beginning of the show, we had a little issue with the audio. We win, man. We're going to learn how to do better next time. But that's winning. And winning is a mindset. Hero is not a mindset. It's a letdown. It's an insecure, very, very immature way of doing life. And your business deserves more than a hero. It deserves somebody to teach other people inside of your company how to win. And what I mean by that is people need somebody in their life that show them how to win on a regular basis, because I don't think most people have taught people how to win. And one of the things I'll say, Jaden, is like in sports, what happens when the team doesn't do well? We trade a couple players, but ideally who gets fired?
The coach.
100%.
Yeah.
And in business, maybe we need to get better because, yes, it's the team. And I think it's hard to find good people out there, but it's also hard for good people to find good people. And winners need to come together. So when people that want to win can unite, that's the common ground we need to come together on. And it's not an individual win. It's figuring out what the clarity is of that win. And we live in the society today where everybody's got their own individual needs and things they want, and you get freaking Zappos, give everybody the freaking happy hour and all that stuff. That's great. Go try that inside your business. Let me know how that works for you. Do you know what I'm saying? So we need to figure out what winning is. So that's where I believe the big challenge comes for people, is especially entrepreneurs, is you are trying to be the hero instead of literally learning what winning is, teaching winning, and educating people on how to be winners in life.
And surrounding yourself with other people that are already doing that. Because, I mean, it's cliche, but you really do become the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And if you're spending time with other people that are heroes, it's no wonder that you're the hero. That's one of the, the amazing things about, coming to an event or doing a program with Michael is you surround yourself with other people that are committed to the same thing that all of you deep down are on the show for. It's to win more in life in more areas of your life. Because, the people watching this show, we know a lot of you. You're successful in your own right, and you've achieved a level of success, but you still know that there's more. There's more in the tank. There's more that your business can do. Maybe, your business is good, but now you want more, freedom. You want more time, so you're not working so hard. So you're not putting in, so you're not having to put in 100% of the effort to get 20% of what you're capable of. We can ramp down the effort, but ramp up the result that you're getting from the effort. And that's, again, one of the reasons why each and every month Michael hosts Call to Action. Because it's this call to start taking different actions in your life and to start breaking some of the labels that you might be putting on yourself, some of the habits that you might have that's keeping you playing smaller than you're capable of.
Yeah, it's a big thing. So I will tell you, you all doing great stuff out there. congratulations. Really look at your business today and go, it's doing good. I'm doing good. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm doing good, but I'm still not where I want to be, and that's okay. I got places I want to go. Big assignment for you today. I want you to have a conversation with your future self, and I want you to have that conversation with your future self and go, what do you need from me? Let's go get this. And what I'm going to think about right now, and I want to really, 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 really analyze this, is that are you working for the better version of you, or are you working for the person you currently are? And if you're working for the person you currently are, congratulations, you're here. But if you want to get there, we've got to build a better relationship, and we've got to take that T, and one holds the other two pieces, and you can pull each other there, and you've got to say, show me what I need to do, and I'm going to do that for you, and that's where your life is going to change. So I see the Prospect Executive Suite says, when I first bought Michael's book, Average Sucks, I didn't love the name because I thought, what's wrong with average? I like my average, but after reading, I saw how it was limiting me. Folks, your current self truly, truly, truly likes what you're doing. Your future self knows you can do more. Jaden believes you can be more. I believe you can be more, but we've got to choose to work together to make it happen. So thank you for coming out. Subscribe, ask questions down the road, right?
Yeah, text ask to 480-800-8051. Thank you so much to everybody that sent in texting questions and that also hopped on the private Zoom line. If we weren't able to take your question this week, it doesn't mean we'll never get to it. There's a reason why we host this show more often than not. And it's because we feature, questions that are sent in from past shows, and you'll have opportunities to join future lines. So big thank you to everybody that showed up and had courage to come on the line as well and allow us and everyone on here to learn from their experience. We're excited for next week's show. I saw a lot of people say visualize, so
we're gonna do it.
We'll explore that as well.
Visualizing your future business of what it's capable of being. Subscribe to the channels, like, share this episode with somebody. I recommend, if you've been on here for a minimum of 10 minutes, share with at least 5 or 10 people you care about. Give them an opportunity to grow, and let's continue to grow together.
It'll be great, everybody.
Every day you wake up, you get up and go, and you live the life that you created. You're doing okay. Nothing's really wrong, yet it could be better. You're powerful, yet sometimes it's harder than it should be to just get out of bed. And when you do, you look at your bank account, you look in the mirror at your body, and you realize that all that hard work have not given you the results you expected. And remember that date night you passed up? Or that family vacation you couldn't fit in? Because you were busy? And along the way, the same thoughts keep coming into your head. I know this could be easier. I know my life could be better. I know I could be doing more. I know if I were more disciplined or smarter, consistent or patient, focused or something, I'd be doing better, more relaxed, have more fun, finally enjoying life. But for whatever reason, you know what it is you need to do, but the challenge is getting yourself to do what you know consistently. Maybe you're focused on the wrong things, or struggling with saying no, or you're caught up in a pattern you can't break out of. You may be having a hard time finding the right people to help you, or doing everything for everyone else and ignoring the fact that putting yourself last is your real challenge. Something has to change, and you're ready for it. You just need a big, swift kick in the right direction, and that kick is call to action. Now, there's no surprise you're here right now, ready to take this course, because at the end of the day, that's what winners do. You do things like this. You put yourself in a position to win. Now, I know that everything happens for a reason. You're in the right place, ready to take call to action, and start building that momentum to get you what it is that you want in your life. Because at the end of the day, it's about determination and focus to get past the resistance you get from other people, from yourself, that slows you down. And once you get past that resistance, you learn what you're going to learn from call to action, you start getting what you want. That's what call to action is all about. During call to action, I'm going to introduce you to the you that can focus on what's important, take action in all important areas, finish what you start, and feel great about the results you achieve. So here's the question. Are you ready to become the next level you? This is the glue that starts to put it all together, to get you to understand the mental and emotional states and how to access them to start getting you more of what you want. To understand very basic, simple psychological triggers that you can use that change everything, that increase your motivation, increase your determination, start driving you to take action on a regular basis. and most importantly, answering the biggest question of all, what are they doing that I'm not? Can you imagine how much will shift in your life when you learn actual strategies, literally step by step, that'll show you how to get started, stay consistent, and follow through so you literally will get more done in 5 days than you could ever imagine. Yet the most important part is the skills. The skills are shared with you in a way to get them to stick and to last a lifetime. The same skills that you need to start becoming the person you've always wanted to be, to live the life you've always wanted to live. I'm super excited to be on this journey with you, and even more excited to watch you achieve the results you want to achieve. Welcome to Call to Action.